Hey, this is the hardcore legend Mick Foley, and you are listening to Fight Boys.
Welcome to Fight Boys, ladies and gentlemen, the weekly podcast about professional and not so professional wrestling. I am one of your hosts. I am the Shillmaster 5000, Scotty Moore.
That's actually a really good one. Can we get that? That needs to be your shirt. You need to wear that. You need to wear that to Dragon Con. There we go. We found something.
It's got the fucking Shockmaster helmet on it, but it says Shillmaster, and it's got the logos for all the podcasts on it.
Yeah, can you make a Shockmaster helmet but out of the logos? I need you to fuck around with that for a couple days.
All right.
I'm the Dylan. I'm here to give him shit because Blake knows him for too long and isn't here this week, so I got to give him double shit.
Yeah.
There's no filter. It's great.
Well, that was my favorite, was the fact that Blake unfortunately could not join us this week because his family is in the process of moving, and apparently his room is filled with asbestos, so we hope he'll be back next week. But I love
Hopefully not from the intensive care unit.
Yeah, it's Blake Tanner's final plea on the podcast. He's just like, I revoke the JWF title. I want it to be won in a championship tournament. Here you go.
Nah, knowing Blake, he'd pull a Tibbs move and he'd be like, I want to be buried with it. Fuck all of you.
Fuck you guys. Oh, man. In other news, big thanks to Mick Foley for giving us an intro. We fucking upgraded. No offense to Dustin, but we went from Chuck Taylor opening the show last week to the Hardcore Legend opening this week.
When are you going to that ROH show again in Atlanta?
The ROH show is like in July, but yes, I'm gonna get us quite a series of intros for a while.
I was gonna say, hold on, I just need you, and then I need you, and then I need. But you get all the guys that don't have a line, like you just pay them out for it. They're cheaper.
I'm just like, Kingdom, a lot of Melvins listen to our show. I need you to get them out of there.
Oh, Matt Taven will give you probably like a multi-minute soundbite.
Yeah.
Matt Taven's a good dude.
Yeah. Dude, Mick Foley was a good dude. Like, I talked about it on BS because there wasn't a lot wrestling related on it, but like, you've been to meet and greets before, and you know, even for people who don't have a line, you sit there and talk for maybe like 1-2 minutes, and then you're done. Foley was bringing people up for like 5-minute chats at a time. He was like, all right, everyone, just stand up from your seat, come up here, and then leave. And then, like, he would just sit there and talk. Like, he was talking to me and my mom about Santa Claus and how he learned to write like Santa. And I was like, what the fuck is my life right now?
Yeah, fun fact. Mick Foley was actually, I think was he born in Indiana originally? Because his father was getting a PhD up at Indiana University. He's been to Holiday World, which is the theme park in Santa Claus, Indiana, which is a real place, multiple times. There's a lot of pictures on their Facebook page featuring him.
Yeah, I think he actually goes as Santa now, too, doesn't he?
Yeah, every once in a while. He shows up there.
Dude, like,
he's a big Santa
he
mark.
was intense, because he was talking about, like, when he had hip surgery, he was like, I was down for a while, so I just learned how to write like Santa Claus. Check this shit out. Here's a letter I wrote to Jewel's daughter. And I'm like the singer Jewel? Yeah, I wrote this to her from Santa. And I'm like, what the fuck, Mick? He's like, I don't know. She wanted it. So, yeah, I got to go.
Bless Mick Foley and his crazy ass.
Yeah. I got to go hang out with Mick, and you got to go to a TNA show, which I thought would have been a bad thing, but apparently it wasn't that bad.
No, they've turned the corner. It's miraculous. So, like, I picked Lisa up from her thing. I had just gotten off work. So if you watch the Redemption taping, you can't really see it because I'm like 4 people back. But if you look from the hard camera side in like the standing crowd on the right side by that ring post, you'll see a tall person in like a flat cap and a gray polo. That's me because I had just come off of work. So I was just like, I'm not even dressed for this shit. But it's an Impact taping. Who really cares? But, like, it was amazing. Like, they were standing room only. Like, they weren't even supposed to let us in, but they were like, oh, yeah, you guys go ahead. We were in standby, but I got to come in halfway through the LAX match.
Yeah.
But like, it was so great. I came in right when everybody, like, all of the fucking Impact, like, smarks, like, the locals that show up every taping and feel like they know everything, and who I secretly don't despise, but I'm just like, I need y'all to calm down.
Yeah, I remember that. Like, a few of the tapings I went to, there were people like that, and it was insufferable at points.
It was, they were generally good-spirited. Like, they all put on bunny ears for whenever Allie came out, because, like, that's in her logo and all this jazz. But they were booing Scott Steiner. And I, for one, cannot, because they were like, you retire, like, you don't, you, like, you know how you still got it, they're like, you don't got it.
Oh,
I was like, Scott Steiner, A, kept flipping them off and egging them on, and then B, proceeded to, like, hit, like, multiple reverse STOs, and, like, what, he hit, I don't know if you saw the GIF, he hit it Frankensteiner from the top on one of the members of LAX. I want you to know, he flipped the crowd off first, and then hit it, and then, like, then he went for, like, this fucking Steiner recliner on somebody. Yeah. He had, like, a lame-ass, like, double clothesline, but I was like, this man is in his mid-50s, he's been through a rough life. Mm-hmm. Why are none of you happy with this? And then he won. I was ecstatic. I was the only person.
I still love the Petey Williams backstage segment where Petey's trying to do Canadian.
Oh, yeah. When'd you get laid the most from your wife? When you looked like me. Beautiful. Mm-hmm. Beautiful. Top tier stuff right there. Taya Valkyrie wrestled Kiera Hogan in what I can only describe as the thickest knockouts match in the history of anything. Yeah. Like, the entire time I was doing that. What happens when one thick woman battles another thick woman in a wrestling match? And I'm just like, these are good times. Because I don't know if you know this, like Taya has put on, like, she's like built like the female equivalent of a brick shit house.
Yeah.
Like, she's like built, which is so much different from where she was in Lucha Underground. But I'm just like, this isn't wrong. This just isn't what I'm used to. Like, but that, like, you could hear people giving out to her. But that was a decent match. She kept making like weird noises, and somebody in the front was like, ah! And the crowd was mocking her for it at the very end. I was like, ah, shit, that's actually kind of hysterical.
Yeah.
So there were two really great matches during this pay-per-view. One was OVE versus Eddie Edwards, Moose, and Tommy Dreamer.
Right.
Now, I am on record as hating Eddie Edwards. Because I always felt that Davey Richards was the better part of that tag team.
Oh, I firmly agree with you on that, dude.
Character-wise, wrestler-wise, like, I never felt like Davey got his due, but everybody went with Eddie as the wavy babyface. Eddie, like, so okay, here, let me run you through the great spots of this match. At one point, one of the Christ brothers has Eddie Edwards up on his shoulders. There are two chairs in the middle of the ring. Freaking Sami Callihan has already hit Eddie Edwards with an exploder into a folded-out chair. Yeah. Already a sick spot. Folds it back down, puts it on top of another one. So, like, Eddie Edwards is up Doomsday position on one guy. Freaking Sami Callihan brings the other guy up in a Doomsday parallel to him. That Christ brother jumps off of Sami's shoulders, cutters Eddie off of his brother's shoulders onto the chairs. And no one freaked out as much as I did. And I was just looking at all of them going like, what do you want? What more could they give you than this?
What do you need?
I was like, that was the greatest thing I've ever seen. I've been watching wrestling for 20 years of my life.
Yeah.
It's absurd. It was just, that was the greatest spot I've ever seen. Like, and like Christ brother, like as Oink are known for crazy things. Like, one of them hit like a wall run cutter in like a smaller venue, where he did like the Undertaker like old school like handhold, but he like wall ran and then like hit it. But like, oh my god,
they did a thumb PWG?
No, it was in some weird like small venue in Ohio.
Because I remember they did basically an RKO spot at PWG where like it's the Young Bucks. I can't remember who all's in the match, but, like, Nick hits an RKO on somebody, then someone comes in and hits Nick with an RKO, and then they keep doing it back and forth, and my favorite is the commentary team is just having to come up with different names for it the whole time. They're like, Ace Crusher, Diamond Cutter, we can't use that one term, but look at that. And then finally, it ends with a spot like that where somebody, I think it's Nick, is on someone's shoulders. The guy runs up the ropes and then hits a giant cutter off of the guy's shoulders down onto the ground.
it was something like that. And then to counter that is another great spot. They had gotten Tax down, and then Moose got him in the powerbomb position because they were trying to superplex onto it. And then Eddie Edwards hit a like top rope leg drop, like powerbomb combination onto one of them onto the Tax. That was the second. That was the second holy shit moment. Like, the rest of the match was also great.
And then, so that was first good match.
No. It keeps going from there. You need to understand.
Shit!
There were only two matches that I really. So, like, the match ends. Sammy wins, low blow, roll up to Tommy Dreamer, because that's how that match should end for heels. He gets crucifix tied to the ropes, gets the shit beat out of him with a kendo stick. Christ Brother gets knocked the fuck out. Other Christ Brother gets knocked the fuck out. The kendo stick is completely destroyed. Eddie's wife comes in, like, tries to save him. He turns around, smacks her with it. It's supposed to be like, oh no, he hit her. He decked the fuck out of her. Like, I don't have the replay, but from memory, I'm pretty sure he was supposed to hit her in, like, the shoulder, like the whatever. No, straight up across the dome.
Yeah.
Like K-Flav in reality blurred for a moment, because I was like, oh, he might have actually knocked her out. But no, the best part about it was the ring crew you know how the ring crew comes out after matches, cleans up the ropes and everything?
Yeah.
Nobody got Sammy off of the ropes where he was taped up. So they were cleaning around him. One wrist was still tied to the goddamn ropes while they cleaned around him. I was like, this is the most disrespectful shit I've ever seen. You had 3 paramedics checking on Eddie Edwards' wife. Sammy's literally bleeding all over the place. You guys can't cut him down.
I love the idea that they kept him up there for the main event.
Yeah, no.
Fucking Pentagon's like springboarding off of his body.
Yeah. But no, the main event was the other just, phenomenal match. Well done, well paced. Like, it didn't have the oh my god factor, but it was just so good, because the match they had at for NOLA weekend, that was really good. But this was just so good, and you could clearly tell that Pentagon and Phoenix had been having that match, because this is like the 4th or 5th time I've seen it, just off like Twitter and everything, where they fought against each other. Like, this happens a lot. You can tell, like, they're just all up about it, like, doing so many moves. And then Penta won, and you're just like, oh my god, they actually, like, went with him. Like, Alberto getting fired was the best thing that ever happened to Impact. Also, fun fact, the main takeaway that I have from that pay-per-view was that the ropes they have are the shittiest ropes ever. Because there were 4 separate rope botches during the pay-per-view. That was the only botch. Nobody botched anything else. Any botch that happened was off of the ropes. Brian Cage slipped doing a moonsault off the second rope, got back up, hit it immediately. Bless him. Phoenix dropped down twice while trying to do his flippy bullshit. Mm-hmm. Like, that was the whole thing. I was just like, I feel like after the 3rd time it happens, you can't really blame the performers anymore. It's just clearly the ropes.
Yeah. So, I hear you talking about how pumped you were for Pentagon winning the title and them finally deciding to go with him. Uh-huh. Which means I don't think you've read what's happened at the Impact tapings this week.
Yeah, I couldn't find it, and B, I purposely didn't, because I figured they were either going to fuck it up immediately, or...
I mean, not immediately for TV, so spoilers, but immediately in taping world.
Did Alberto come back and win the title? Because then I'm just going to put this headset down and walk away.
No, better. Austin got his rematch for the title. They lose by, it's a tie by double count out. Austin grabs the mic and is like, that's bullshit! I refuse to have this end by double count out. Match goes on again. Second double count out. Now Penta grabs the mic and just starts ranting in Spanish, probably assumedly being like, I am also upset it ended this way. Third begins, Austin wins the belt back from Penta.
That sounds like it was potentially actually a really good match, and I'd have to see that before I call it bullshit.
But yeah, I'm following all of the, like, spoilers from the only dude who ever gives TNA spoilers on Twitter. And one of my personal favorite spoilers he's given out. Firstly, Steiner and Eli are no longer tag champs. Z and E.
Did they lose it? Did they lose it back to LA?
No, LAX? They lost it to Z and E. It's apparently Andrew Everett and DJZ, which I didn't know was a team.
I didn't either.
Yeah. But my favorite spoiler he's given is scoop number 3. Desmond Xavier won the Impact Mini Golf Championship this morning.
He did.
Wait,
Yeah, Eli Drake was 2-time champion of that event.
Oh, really?
Desmond Xavier. Yeah.
Does it take place at the little mini golf course outside of Universal?
It does.
Fuck
It does
yeah.
take place at City Walk.
When I read about that, I'm like, wow, did they go? They go to that
Yeah,
place?
they do. They really do. Wait, is Matt Sydal still champion? Because his whole, like, open your third eye, like, I am the walrus gimmick is one of the better things going on in Impact. It's some of his best character work.
What championship did he have?
He's X Division.
Oh, X Division. I've not seen anything about it. For some reason,
Cool.
I thought he was grand champion, and I'm like, no, Aries got that belt too somehow.
Yeah. Oh well, no. So like the thing is, he won it, and then he abandoned it to Josh Matthews because Josh Matthews came out and said he was like freaking Matt Sydal's like mentor or like whatever, and he's the one that presents him with the mask he now wears to the ring.
Oh yeah.
And like that was the trade, and like then they stripped Josh Matthews of it, and then I forget how Austin Aries won it, but he has it now, and Don Callis even come out and be like, that title's a joke. We just kind of treated it as that. So that title's not really doing anything. But yeah, no, he's been really good. He had a good match against Petey Williams. Where you were just like, will they have Petey Williams win it? Maybe. But, seeing somebody do the Canadian Destroyer is really fun.
I hate the people who do not like the Canadian Destroyer. The people who are just like, no, it's not realistic, it's a dumb move. Why would you ever do something like that? I'm like, because it confuses people.
Because it's awesome.
It's awesome, and I genuinely could not tell what happened for the first 50 times I saw the move performed. I just remember staring and being like, what? No, that's not what's happening. Who's getting hurt? In other news...
Exactly.
In other news, this is still TNA, but Su Yung? Holy fuck. She is becoming TNA's Undertaker, because apparently she has an army of undead brides that are coming out and beating the Yeah, they're coming out and beating the shit out of Allie and Rosemary, and they shoved Rosemary into a casket for some reason, and then at the next showing... Yeah? Oh no, at the next showing, Su Yung... Allie came out in the Rosemary makeup, then Su Yung came out, beat the shit out of her, and then won the Knockouts title from Allie.
That's fair. I mean, people were speculating that Rosemary getting put in the casket, like, ooh, that might be her finally going to NXT.
Oh, dude, I'd love that. I really would.
See, the thing is, the Knockout division is so... Well, granted, they just got Tessa Blanchard, which was a good move.
Yeah.
Because she showed up to do commentary, and people were like, oh, look who it is. And I was like, I can't tell who it is from this distance. I can't.
Yeah.
I'm really sad that I wasn't near where, like, Don Callis and Josh Matthews were doing commentary, just so I could, like, have that in the background as I watched the show. Because Don Callis is my MVP commentator for any event I watch.
Oh, after NXT or WWE released the footage of... Oh god, I can't remember. I don't know why I can't remember his name right now. Morrow at NXT TakeOver, where he is like jumping out of his seat and just screaming at people. That's when he became my MVP. Yeah. Oh, speaking of, I finally sat down and watched Gargano Ciampa, and I watched it at like midnight because like after I got home from Mick Foley, I went over to my girlfriend's house and I was like, I need to show you the person we saw tonight. And what he went through. And so I showed her the Hell in a Cell match, and then afterwards I was like, let's watch Gargano Ciampa. And I had this beautiful moment where I looked over and expected her to be asleep, and no, she is staring at the screen, as I am, of just like, fuck yes, this match is amazing. Like, so many spots in it were so really well done that I was like, yeah, fuck it. With this one match, you've beaten all of our OH Supercard.
Right? It was such a good card. Like, that was why whenever I watched it, I was like, okay, so NXT's card up here at the top.
Yeah.
Like, just because, A, it was only 5 matches, and 2 of those were 5-star matches. They started and ended the program with 5-star matches.
Yeah.
I was like, ROH is next because they had some good matches in there, but their card was too long. And then WWE is down here because not only was the back, like, they started strong, but then the back half was horrible, but they also, like, built an Undertaker match that didn't happen. So they also, like, dick kicked you in the middle of it. Like,
Yeah. Oh, and then
ROH did no such thing.
Shinsuke really gave you that dick kick.
Oh, fun fact, Yano Toru has come out with given his seal of approval to Nakamura's tactics regarding AJ Styles. He's like, yes, the master of the nut shot is just like, I approve of what Shinsuke Nakamura is doing. It's like, beautiful.
Have you heard his new theme song?
No.
In the ultimate, they're apparently like, well, since he's a heel now, he can't have the really badass theme song. Except it's just like a heavy metal version with like a Japanese dude kind of grooving over it. Like he's like,
that sounds amazing.
Rapping over it, and it's really dope. But also, I'm like, fucking.
Am I supposed to boo Shinsuke Nakamura? Because that's not gonna happen.
Yeah. Oh, dude, did you watch Raw this week though?
No, I haven't had a chance to watch anything. I've been working quite a bit the last.
The video of
days.
The fake Roman fans I don't know if they're fake or not. Nothing's come out about them being possible plants, but they definitely cut to the same, 10 people in the crowd every 5 seconds as they were like, Roman! Roman! And you know when you can hear a crowd being behind a chant, or when you can hear just a specific patch? This was just that specific patch of people chanting for Roman. And
sometimes it's just a few. It was the fact where I read that Paul Heyman just started laughing about it. That's how I know they're plants. Because Paul Heyman wouldn't laugh at actual fans.
Yeah.
Because he hasn't in the past. He didn't for any of Brock's other opponents. He would embrace or work with it. But that makes me think, I was like, oh, this was just something to get a rile out of him.
Yeah. I was hoping he'd bring it up. He's just like, these plants that they put out here. Oh man,
that would be beautiful.
That'd be
and
beautiful.
A
That'd be
Paul
pure
Heyman
Paul
deal.
Heyman too.
Can we talk about how all of a sudden Dolph Ziggler has become a hallmark of Raw because him and Drew McIntyre is A, double teamwork, and B, promos are what is saving a pretty lackluster program at the moment.
Yeah, they were. I mean, they're pretty damn good, dude.
The super kick into reverse Alabama slam has to be one of my favorite double team moves.
Oh yeah, that was. I really enjoyed that. I really liked the Sammy and Kevin show.
Yeah, that is also.
Just because they've had so many shows, interview shows where they're standing up awkwardly, that for some reason I really liked the podcast feel of the Sammy and Kevin show.
Here, Kurt Angle, sit in this lawn chair.
That was
Fuck
dope.
you.
Oh man. So I watched SmackDown, a bit of SmackDown tonight, and apparently they're very quickly showing that the Bludgeon Brothers are just men, and not giant evil hammer dudes, because Naomi straight up pulled a Maria Kanellis during the Kingdom and Bullet Club feud, because Naomi came out and just started dancing and legit just straight up twerking, and the Bludgeon Brothers are staring at her, which allowed the Usos to get the win. And I'm sitting here no, you don't twerk for the Bludgeon Brothers. That's not what you do.
Maybe they're using that as now the Bludgeon Brothers. Maybe that's how they bring Nikki Cross into this, because she's not coming in with Sanity, which is weird. She's one of the founding members of that faction.
Well, I think yeah, okay, go.
I was going to say, also the fact that Sandy's... Well, actually, no, I'm happy for Eric Young. I'm happy that Eric Young is coming up. I feel like that guy really deserves a main event, a main roster run, being the charismatic leader. But, I don't know.
Yeah. I think what they said about not bringing up Nikki was they were just we have taken almost everyone from our women's roster in NXT. We need someone. That's
what they did last year. I remember there was the one year where I forget which year it was where Triple H looked at Vince and was just you have to leave Asuka. You take her, you take the heart and soul, you leave her, I can build around it. And he did, and it was beautiful.
Oh man, and you know what else is beautiful, Dylan?
I don't know Shillbot 5000. Why don't you
All
tell me?
of our shirts over at merch.aloadofpurebs.com. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Merch.aloadofpurebs.com is the website where you can get your official Fight Boys merchandise. And not just for Fight Boys. We got merchandise for the JWF. All your favorite JWF superstars, whether it be the Dylan, whether it be Blake Tanner, the Rat Senshin, all your favorites, they got merch just for you over at merch.aloadofpurebs.com in the Fight Boys section. And so, Dylan, I think it's time to celebrate an anniversary. Because, well, I guess the obvious anniversary, which is that we've actually been doing this fucking show for a year. Oh shit!
I'll be honest with you. I didn't think we'd make it.
Oh shit! Ryback.
This is the.
Ryback's got specials on his website for cherry limeade energy drink. Cool. Anyways, I think if anyone.
Wait.
Mm-hmm.
Wait. How do you know? Oh wait, no, Twitter.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm on Twitter.
Sorry, I thought you were just casually, while we were having a conversation, going through his website. In which case, I was gonna have to end this call immediately because this friendship cannot continue if that's the shit you're doing while we converse. That shows you have no professional respect for me as a co-host.
All right, so I think this week's Dust Watch needs to be commemorative. I think we need to tell Chucky that we've been fucking trying to get him to follow us for a year.
We haven't though. We waited like a month.
Well, no. The first episode we did it. It was just it didn't become a reoccurring segment until after a very lengthy amount of time.
That is true. I mean, happy birthday. Also, another anniversary. We've been trying to get you to follow us for a year. Hashtag follow us.
Yeah, hashtag.
By the way, also I want you to know that the tweet you made at him last week had to be the most desperate one. Red is the most desperate one yet.
Oh yeah.
I didn't listen, but I follow Fight Boys through like an alt account on Twitter, and I was just like, wow.
Oh yeah. No, we brought it up. There was a sentence that was literally just like, Dylan is the creative force behind Dust Watch. We need him for this. Because last week's was literally like, fuck you, follow us.
No. It should be like, happy birthday to you, Big Dust. Hope you're enjoying at whatever the Philadelphia 76ers handle is in the NBA playoffs. P.S. We've been tweeting at you for a year to follow us. For the love of God, just end this.
No, hashtag end me.
Don't end the watch. That hashtag end the watch. And then Dust Watch 2018.
Also, is it really his birthday?
It was, this last weekend.
Hey, sexy Chucky T. Happy birthday, bro.
Hope you had a happy birthday.
Yeah. Happy birthday, bro. We're also celebrating our one.
No, you have to add the 76. You gotta keep it casual. You gotta add a sentence in between there. We have all those characters to work with.
Yeah.
So it's hope you're enjoying Philadelphia's NBA playoff run. Also, fun fact, we've been trying to get you to follow us for a year. Hashtag end this wash.
Okay. Hey, at
or however you wanna abridge this.
I've got
I trust you.
I've got hey at sexy Chucky T. Happy birthday, bro. Hope you enjoy the Philly NBA playoff run. We're also celebrating our 1-year anniversary of trying to get you to follow us. Think it's time to wrap this baby up? Hashtag follow us. Hashtag DustWatch 2018. Hashtag end the watch.
There we go.
And tweet.
By our combined efforts, maybe we can end Dust Watch. I doubt it.
Brethren, please. Oh man, so I think this is the last time where we're gonna have predictions back to back, because I think we've got Greatest Royal Rumble this Friday, and I think Backlash is literally the following week.
Yeah, it is. I think.
Son of a bitch. But that just means less shit I have to come up with to talk about. But
it does.
Yeah, let me see. Let me pull up.
Just be sure you grab Blake's predictions before Sunday.
Yeah, it's fine. We just make up predictions for Blake, none of which are clearly what's going to happen. Like Rusev's gonna beat the Undertaker. Zack Ryder
I feel like
wins the
what
Greatest Royal Rumble.
I think What Culture did that a couple years ago, where they had cardboard Adam Pacitti just predict ridiculous things that couldn't actually happen.
Oh, dude, we should definitely do that one time. Okay, so the Undertaker versus Rusev. I mean, when you're as easily replaced as Rusev was, getting replaced for a week and then replaced back, fairly sure it doesn't matter because you're gonna lose no matter what. Taker.
Yeah. Hashtag bury me softly, brother.
Hashtag bury me softly, brother.
Yeah, no, it's Undertaker.
This one's fucking tough. I mean, it is and it isn't. John Cena versus Triple H.
John Cena?
Yeah, I was thinking to say, on on a normal card, I don't know, but on this stacked of a card, it does kind of just feel like a happy, get the crowd pumped up match, which is weird to say about Triple H and John Cena.
I don't know. Triple H is the person that had Jinder Mahal, like their Indian hero, lose to him in India.
Yeah. He was like,
but Jinder Mahal isn't John Cena, and John Cena is big in Saudi Arabia. Maybe, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
We'll go with John Cena.
But God, the mental game of Triple H knowing that Nikki Bella just left John Cena will be enough, perhaps, to put him over.
Yeah.
Cedric Alexander versus Kalisto. I guess they figured out tonight on 205 Live that Kalisto was facing him.
I thought Buddy Murphy was supposed to get the first number one contender shot. Did that already happen? Did I miss that?
No, chickadee, check this shit out. Buddy Murphy went to his weigh-in and he weighed 207 pounds, and for that they stripped him of the title shot. I know.
Cedric Alexander.
Yep, I'm firmly with you on Cedric. Bludgeon Brothers versus the Usos.
Bludgeon Brothers.
I think this is gonna be my Bray Wyatt pick, Usos, because then you could set up the name.
No. The Bludgeon Brothers are my Bray Wyatt pick. They're literally just the tag team version.
Oh, okay. Well, speaking of Bray Wyatt picks, Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy versus Cesaro and Sheamus. The newly added Cesaro and Sheamus to the SmackDown roster, who are currently wrestling for the Raw Tag Team Championship.
Yes, I'm gonna go ahead and go with the people that are actually staying on Raw.
Yeah, the Bray Wyatt pick.
Yeah,
I would love if the Bar won it, but then the Bar had to stay on SmackDown.
Yeah.
And every week they have to keep fighting Raw tag teams just to try their damnedest to hold on to those belts. It's like in
I do look forward to where they have the brand reconnection like they did before, and they're the first team to have both the belts, and then they just connect them in the back and wear them over both shoulders.
Oh yeah,
that'd look pretty baller, the red on one side, the blue on the other.
Jeff Hardy versus Jinder Mahal.
Jeff Hardy.
Jinder Mahal, who is on a different brand from Jeff.
Yeah, you know.
Oh, dude, this one may be tough. AJ versus Shinsuke.
AJ by disqualification. Shinsuke just hits him in the dick again.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna say AJ. I'm not gonna try to give anything extra stank on this.
No. Feeling like Nakamura's gonna be I'm above the title. Let me just show you how much above the title I am by kicking you in the dick.
Mm-hmm. Rollins versus Balor versus Joe versus Miz. It's 2 Raw boys versus 2 SmackDown boys, and I'm going to immediately discount the SmackDown boys.
So really, it comes down to: do you think Seth Rollins will retain, or do you think they'll give it to Finn Balor?
Dude, I don't know, man. I kind of Finn.
Listen, I'm doubling down. I was gonna say I went with Finn for WrestleMania. That didn't pan out, so I'll just go with Finn again. And
Yeah. No, I'm doubling down with you. I'm gonna say Finn as well. Okay. Was this just a delaying?
yes,
the
it's
inevitable?
Roman Reigns. Okay, just keep going.
I don't know. I'm gonna say Brock.
They just put him. They put him in. They were waiting to put him in front of a crowd that wouldn't boo him.
Yeah. Nah, dude.
Vince McMahon long-term transitional booked WrestleMania, the biggest card of the year, so that's why the back half of it's so terrible.
Yeah.
Because he everything was built to make it so that the end wouldn't get the reaction it did get. He was trying to manipulate the crowd. It never works. He's just a little too out of touch with it. That's why NXT does so much better.
Yeah.
That's why it was the Nakamura match, which he sandbagged so that championship match wouldn't be better than the Universal title match.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was. You could clearly tell something wasn't quite right. There wasn't enough time. They weren't given enough time despite it being for the WWE Championship.
Yeah.
Then they did the Nia match, which was a nothing match, and then they were Brock's gonna win. It's gonna shock everybody. And then Brock fucking walked out and spit in Vince's face and all this shit. So yeah, no. They ruined the end of what would start off as a superb WrestleMania for this moment. I doubt they're gonna fuck it a second time.
Yeah. I'm gonna go Brock though. I'm gonna say Brock.
All right, go for it.
Yeah,
That's fine.
I got that Brock baby.
That's fine.
Are we gonna pull normal Royal Rumble rules here, which is we get 3?
God, I don't know. It's what is it, 50 people?
Yeah, because it's 50 fucking dudes.
Ah, Jesus Christ. Are there 50 people on both rosters combined?
I'm almost
Even with the
positive
legends?
not. But here I can tell you who's confirmed. It should be on SmackDown. Oh, also, Rey Mysterio and the Great Khali are also confirmed to be in it.
Great. Okay, so I'm gonna go with my surprise non-person is Chris Jericho. I'm gonna go. Wait, which brand is he on now?
Who?
My SmackDown person is gonna be Rusev, and my Raw person is going to be whoever loses the ladder match between Seth Rollins and Finn Balor.
Oh, okay. I'm actually looking right now. I don't know who my...
Actually, no, I take that back. My SmackDown pick isn't Rusev, it's Samoa Joe.
Oh, okay. I mean, at this point, they're probably going to throw in most of the competitors from the matches earlier in the night. I'm going to say my special surprise entrant will be John Cena, because John has not been announced for it yet. I will say my SmackDown...
No, he's going to be in the front. He's going to be in the front row drinking a 08 he can't.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to say my SmackDown's going to be D-Bry, Daniel Bryan. And my Raw...
It's really weird that he wasn't announced for a card from that. You might actually have something there.
Yeah. Braun Strowman. My Raw's Braun Strowman. And in fact, I'm going to change my Cena pick. It's not Cena. I'm going to say Roman. So my surprise is Roman, my Raw is Braun, and my SmackDown is D-Bry.
Nice.
Good D-Bry. So yeah, that's what it is, and we have to... Dude, straight up, I don't care. I am going to be at work on Friday with my phone just kind of sat up in the back stock room, readying to walk by every few minutes and be like, oh, that shit's already over. Cool.
What time of day is it? What is the time differential for when it's going to be happening in the U.S.?
Well, see, luckily, I watched Raw this week, and never have I been face-fucked with information quite as hard as they did with information about the greatest Royal Rumble happening in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. Start time 12 noon Eastern time this Friday.
Don't act like you didn't like being face fucked.
No, because it was bad. This was the first time I ever watched Raw with Emily, and the whole time I'm like, I hope she doesn't think that all of Raw is nothing but promos for the greatest Royal Rumble.
No, every week they just promote the next greatest Royal Rumble.
Yeah, next week they're just like, April 26th, 2019, greatest Royal Rumble, Jeddah, Saudi Arabia.
So hey, can we talk about something? So if you're right and Brock does win, can we officially just no longer even review Raw? Because at that point, Brock Lesnar will have held the Universal title for over a year, and I then consider Raw a dead brand.
Yeah. Well, I mean, would have Roman be much better? Actually, I don't want to keep hating on Roman, but fucking man.
I mean, Chris Jericho even talked about it. It's like people just boo Roman because it's cool to boo Roman. No, we're just tired of the fact that you think we want him, and we just don't. We just don't want him the way he is now. And he's just like, no, they're just.
I've said it before. I've loved Roman before. Like when he had that tag team with Dean Ambrose thing going on for a while. Roman was awesome then because he was just like this kind of cool bro who hung out with Dean Ambrose, and I was like, yeah, that's awesome. But then
whenever he and Dean first the Shield first broke up, and they were just like, yeah, we're brothers. How many times have we like gone on the road? How many times have we fucked up hotel rooms? How many times have we been arrested? Don't answer that.
Yeah,
like that was really cool. And then that one Royal Rumble happened where The Rock couldn't even save him, and it's just kind of been downhill from there.
Yeah. I still love the promo where it was like Dean and Roman against the Wyatt family, and they had like a third member, and it ended up being like Jericho or something. But they did this backstage promo where an interviewer comes up and is just like, could you give us any hint who it is? And one of my favorite lines Roman has ever given was they start arguing back and forth over who their third man is going to be. Like, Dean was like, I can't remember who Dean said. It was like Mark Marrow or something. I can't remember who it was. But then Roman's just like, Craig Khali. No, man, we got the Craig Khali. He's got the, and he just does a chop. And I was like, fuck, Roman, you made me laugh. And I will never forgive myself for this. Like,
I was going to say, I want to. I just need him.
I want to
you remember... Because you remember how everybody was like, oh, everybody boos John Cena because it's the cool thing. No, it's because John Cena just never gained another dimension of personality in his entire time.
Until U.S. title. Once
Until the U.S. title.
That's when he started.
Yeah, once it was like, what's his new dimension? His new dimension is opportunity. He's become a mentor, so not only is it hustle, loyalty, respect, it's also like, this title, I can use this title to elevate all of us. Mm-hmm. Like, this is for all of us. Great. Wonderful. Broke into his promo skills. It was a great time. Mm-hmm. Roman has yet to ever do anything like that. It's like, what are Roman's character traits? Ooh, and I'm the best. That's it.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
I remember seeing him come out, because like Heyman didn't cut the best Heyman promo, but he cut a Heyman promo, so it was heads and tails above everything else that was on the show. And then I saw Roman come out, and he had a mic, and I just remember, because it's Emily's first Raw, and I was like, Roman, don't you dare fuck this up. I want you to be good. I want you to be a good man, Roman. Don't fuck it up. And all he said was like one sentence. He was just like, I don't know how I'm getting back from Saudi Arabia, but I'm coming back with the belt. Drops mic. Okay, Roman, that's the best you can do. We're good.
I kind of hope Brock does hold the belt, and then Dean comes back, and Dean beats him for it, and Dean's just a made man. Yeah. They make up for Dean having to put up with Brock's bullshit at last year's WrestleMania.
Oh, yeah. Was it
2 years ago WrestleMania?
Yeah, 2 years.
No, it was 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Oh, man. And you know what else was 2 years ago? This is going to be a rough segue.
Is that when you started BS?
Yes, roughly 2 years, probably like a year and a half actually, but about a year and a half ago, almost 2 years, we started the BS Network. Lovely collection of podcasts like Fight Boys, A Load of BS, Opposite Attractions. We're growing every single day. And if you want,
how's Opposite Attractions doing?
Opposite Attractions is really good. We're ending our second.
Is it doing better than us?
We're ending our second season. I don't know. Jim keeps track of Opposite Attractions. I don't. But of course, if you want to support the BS Network, you can over at patreon.com/a-load-of-BS. Join the army of BS patrons like the lovely Miss Jenny Side, who's actually joining us in chat. The woman who knows nothing about pro wrestling but still listens to this fucking show. But yeah, if you want to join...
She probably thinks you're cute.
Aww. Nah. But yeah, if you want to join us, ladies and gentlemen, you can. Over at patreon.com/a-load-of-BS. Which means, Dylan, it's now time to cut things over to everyone's Oh, wait, hold on. Coming in hot off the presses, apparently, after Honeypot was revealed to be a demon last week, Captain Tibbs has gone on an adventure, a quest to find a mystical artifact to contain the demon within Honeypot's soul, and... Wait, no, he said just kidding. He's at the Bahamas. Fucking, okay. So, we don't have Captain Tibbs this week, unfortunately, but it does mean that we can turn things over to Silver Spoon, and, Dylan, I heard old Silverback Monsoon wants to come back and do a little commentary. What do you think?
I mean, I really don't know if that's a good idea. He's kind of still pissed off that, Tibbs allowed him to literally be ragdolled by the Dylan a couple weeks ago.
Alright, well, let's go on over into the JWF. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to JWF Monday Night War. I am your host, Silver Spoon. Unfortunately, at the announce table alone today, don't have any... Wait, what the fuck? Who are you? What are you doing over here?
I am a qualified commentator. I have done this position before. I am completely okay to be doing this. There's an empty chair here. I have already swept all of the backstage area. I'm allowed to do this.
You don't even reach the table. You're barely touching the microphone. How could you... Alright, well, I guess...
You know what I can touch? I can touch my knife, which can touch your kidneys.
Oh, well, alright. Alright, Silverback, you calm down over there. Joining this week me is Silverback Monsoon, ladies and gentlemen. And Silverback, I mean, up next, we got a match that you kind of have a first-hand experience with one of the competitors, Honeypot, the once JWF interviewer who has now become this horrific, giant demon of a man. I mean, in all your experience with Honeypot, did you ever think something like this could come out of it?
Yes, I was here the first time that Tibbs had to seal the demon away. I told him that he shouldn't then pawn the relic to the local pawn store for moonshine money, but he didn't listen because he's retarded.
Well, that's right, but unfortunately, I think since Tibbs is off this week, he actually, I don't know if he was trying to distract Honeypot or what, wave a little bit of gold in his face, but that's why we have this match right now, ladies and gentlemen, as Honeypot is going to take on our JWF Captain's Champion, Canada Charlie, for that titleiest of titles, the JWF Captain's Championship. Now, I mean, Silverback, what do you think the chances of Canada Charlie coming out of this unscathed are?
About as good as Captain Tibbs coming out of a bar sober.
Alright, well, we both know that is not good. And it looks like Honeypot staring across the ring from Canada Charlie. Canada Charlie looks terrified, and oh, Canada dropping down, exiting the ring. And it looks like Honeypot giving chase, the massive beast of a man walking towards a terrified Canada Charlie. This is like watching a horror movie, Monsoon.
Yeah, I'm actually enjoying this quite a bit. I'm glad I brought this popcorn.
Alright, it looks like Charlie rushing into the ring. Honeypot jumping onto the apron. Oh, but it looks like Canada Charlie's got himself an idea. One of those ideas that made him the JWF Captain's Champion. Bouncing off the ropes and oh! Oh my god, looks like he was trying to spear Honeypot off of the apron down onto the ground, but instead it looks like Canada Charlie's just crumpled into a heap. It was like he ran headfirst into a damn brick wall.
He is a very spindly man.
Alright, it looks like Charlie's trying to roll out of the ring, but oh my god, Honeypot grabbing him by that big Canadian mullet as Honeypot lifts him up and slams him into the ground. And now Honeypot showing his strength as he deadlifts the Captain's Champion off of the ground, landing a big, bridging suplex, a beautiful bridge from Honeypot. Looks like Shibata's going for the count. 1, 2, oh my god! It's the Dylan! The Dylans come from out of nowhere, landing a big kick to the dick of Honey Pot. And it looks like Honey Pot has won this match, but by disqualification. Looks like Dylan's still trying to assault the dick of Honey Pot, but the beast, that demon, he looks unfazed, sitting up, glaring at Dylan. It looks like the former JWF champion quickly rushing out of the ring as Honey Pot gives chase. Oh, but Dylan grabbing Canada Charlie, sending him into Honey Pot, who spears Honey Pot to the ground. Canada Charlie has taken down the beast with the help of the Dylan. It looks like the Lord of the Smart Side reaching under. What's he grabbing? Oh my God. A big steel chair. Oh, raining shots down onto the former JWF interviewer, Honey Pot. It looks like Honey Pot just ranting and raving, but the Dylan, oh, landing chair shot after chair shot. Oh, and it looks like he's backing up. He's got that leg ready, and oh, a big punt to the dick of Honey Pot as he drops that metal chair across the chest of Honey Pot, and it looks like Dylan's gotten himself some revenge. What do you think?
I think that it is unfortunate that the ring facilities, such as chairs, are used as weapons. There is a deposit on those. I'm tired of that coming out of everybody's paycheck.
That's right, but I mean, I think, if anything, Dylan's proven one thing this week, and that's that the demon can be weakened or can be beaten possibly in a match. I mean, that's something that surprised me.
Maybe he's just really weak to mullets.
I'll tell you that, quite possibly. If he's weak to mullets, this Alabama crowd probably would be his kryptonite. I'll tell you that right now. But of course,
they are a horrifying looking group of people.
Well, speaking of horrifying people, I want to take you back to last week's JWF War, where Scotty Moore brought out a man that we never thought we would see in the JWF, a man known as the big guy, Ryback, who debuted and just assaulted Blake Tanner, hitting all of his signature moves on the JWF champion, eventually landing Blake in a hospital this week for surgery on a torn tricep. Let me tell you something. That's some vicious work that Ryback did in only 2 seconds. What do you think?
I am very disappointed that we allowed Ryback to be here. Even though we are in Alabama, I thought we had standings.
All right, and it looks like Scotty Moore is actually backstage with Ryback, and looks like he's got something to say. Okay, oh wait, hold on, camera guy. I understand you're trying to come to see me, try to fill up the show, but you are reading the segment list, right? You're reading what this show's supposed to be, right here. Segment 1, Honey Pot versus Canada Charlie for the JWF Captain's Championship. We saw it. That happened. That was segment 1. Here's segment 2. It says it right here. It says Blake Tanner. Wait, hold on. Ryback, come here. Look at this. It says that segment 2 of this week's episode of JWF Monday Night War was supposed to be Blake Tanner coming out and talking about how he isn't afraid of Ryback? You know, I really find that funny because if Blake Tanner wasn't supposed to be afraid of Ryback, he certainly should be now. Because after that shell shock last week, Blake Tanner's probably not feeling much of anything from the waist down but fear. You know why? Because as much as I hate to admit it, Ryback did in 2 seconds what I couldn't do in an entire 30-minute Iron Man match. He put Blake Tanner in the hospital, and that's why the entire JWF should be afraid of this man standing behind me. They should be afraid of facing him in a ring. Hell, Captain Tibbs should be afraid because his entire damn roster would be about to dwindle to 0. But you guys don't have to be afraid of that. You don't have to be afraid of the Ryback, because Ryback is not a JWF superstar. Ryback's not going to fight anybody I don't tell him to. So to all the brunch boys, all of the rat ascension, I know you're scared, but don't worry, Ryback only listens to me. because his paychecks aren't signed by Captain Tibbs. That means that crazy son of a bitch has no control over that man. That means Captain Tibbs can't use Ryback to fulfill his dark fantasies like he's using Honey Pot on the Dylan. He's not going to be able to use Ryback. The only person here that can control Ryback is me. You see, I brought the big guy in as my personal insurance policy to get me what I want, and that's the JWF title. And as long as that title is around Blake Tanner's waist, that means he gets to expect beating after beating from the big guy, Ryback. Because my boy here is hungry. And every time he looks in that ring and sees Blake Tanner, well, he can only think one thing. Feed me more. Well, Monsoon, let me tell you something. That is an absolutely terrifying proclamation from Scotty Moore. I mean, clearly, apparently, what you were talking about standards, the only person with low standard here is Scotty Moore.
I mean, I have seen his family. That is accurate.
All right. And it looks like, I mean, talking about Ryback coming in, do you think this could be the end of Blake Tanner's reign as JWF champion? Could this finally be what pushes that title off of his waist?
I mean, maybe it is hard to say considering one half of that potential match is currently in the hospital.
That's right. But speaking of champions, Monsoon, I want to talk about our JWF Tag Team Champions, the Ratscension, who, of course,
if we could kindly not.
Well, of course, at WrestlePalooza,
they smell terrible.
They do smell like rats. And of course, at WrestlePalooza.
No, I have cleaned this building. I've cleaned this building for years. I know what rats smell like. They smell like stale weed and like sour vape juice. It is horrible. If they could just go back to Connecticut for forever, that would be fantastic.
That's right, Monsoon. That means I'm sure you were not happy at WrestlePalooza when Brunch Boy Baron Corbin turned on his tag team partner Guy Fieri and actually helped the Ratscension win the JWF tag team titles. I mean, it was an absolutely shocking display on the part of Brunch Boy, who we learned last week he wasn't trying to help the Ratscension. He didn't care about the Ratscension. He was trying to get revenge on Guy Fieri for a lack of trust, a lack of, I guess, sportsmanship between the two. Do you agree with Brunch Boy's accusations?
I mean, it's hard to agree with anybody that thinks that brunch is an actual meal.
Mm-hmm. But then, of course, Guy Fieri shocking the entire JWF universe when he revealed that he still had a tag team title shot, still had a rematch. But it wasn't going to be with Brunch Boy. It was going to be with the Lumberjack, that massive beast among men. And that match is going to be right now, ladies and gentlemen. It looks like Guy Fieri starting the match off against Connor, the two behemoths. But, ooh, Guy Fieri quickly overpowering the king of the Rat Babies, sending him into a corner, raining fists down onto the fist. It looks like Guy's finally getting his revenge on the Ratscension for that horrible attack at WrestlePalooza. Now it looks like he's grabbed Connor by the skull, hits a, ooh, big bulldog. And now it looks like he's bouncing off the ropes, trying to go for that running senton. But, ooh, Victor hits him with an enziguri, bouncing off the ropes, allowing Connor to take advantage and hit a big suplex on Guy, sending him into the corner of the Ratscension. It looks like they're about to try to cut off the ring, as it will keep Guy Fieri away from the Lumberjack. Do you think that's a wise move there?
I would not know. I'm not actually a wrestler. I'm a janitor.
Well, I mean, let me tell you something. When you cut off that ring, you cut him away from quite possibly one of the most powerful men in this match, and that is, of course, the Lumberjack. And it looks like...
I don't even really think that gentleman is Canadian.
And it looks like Connor putting the boots to Guy, tagging in Victor, as Victor bounces off the ropes, hits a, ooh, big splash for a 2 count. Looks like Guy's trying to crawl towards the Lumberjack, inching his way forward, but is quickly cut off by Victor, pulling him back in, ooh, tossing him into the corner, climbing that turnbuckle, raining fist of his own onto Fieri. Oh, but it looks like Guy grabbing Victor from underneath, rushing forward. Oh, big power bomb. Goes for the pin. 1, 2. Ooh, kicking out at 2 is Victor of the Ratscension. These two men look beaten, ladies and gentlemen, crawling to their respective corners. And oh, they both make the tag, and Lumberjack rushes in like a house of fire, taking down Connor, knocking Victor off the apron. Lumberjack rushing Connor into the corner, pancaking him against the turnbuckles. I mean, you're already a small man as it is, Monsoon. How would you feel going up against that beast, the Lumberjack?
I would stab him in the kneecaps.
Not legal, but it would be an effective move, I believe. It looks like things are looking bad for the Ratscension. Lumberjack scooping up Connor and hits, ooh, that Lumberjack slam. Oh, but it looks like Fieri calling for the tag. Lumberjack tagging in his partner as Fieri climbing to the top turnbuckle. Looks like he's going for a big splash off the top. But wait, it's Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin is jumping on the apron, distracting Fieri. It looks like it's given time for Connor to get back to his feet, rushing Guy, causing Guy to, crotch himself onto that metal turnbuckle. Now that cannot feel good, Monsoon.
Yeah, no.
And it looks like Lumberjack trying to trace away the Brunch Boy, but unfortunately I think the damage is done as Connor takes the opportunity. Ooh, big roll up on Fieri, goes for the pin. 1, 2, 3. Well, unfortunately, Monsoon, it looks like you're going to have to be cleaning up after the Ratscension for a little bit longer as they have retained their titles. And, ooh, it looks like they're going after the Lumberjack, taking him out. And the Brunch Boy actually joining the Ratscension and their assault on the Lumberjack. And it looks like they are just taking...
Great. Now it's the 3 smelliest people in the locker room.
And now it looks like they're moving their violence onto Guy Fieri, who looks like he's trying to put up a fight, going after the Brunch Boy. But, ooh, the Ratscension quickly put a stop to that attack, tossing Fieri back into the corner. And it looks like, oh my God, looks like they're tossing him over to the Brunch Boy, who picks up Guy in a power bomb grip. The strength of Brunch Boy holding Fieri to the sky as the Ratscension climb the turnbuckles as they hit, the Brunch Time device. Monsoon, let me tell you something, that's got to add insult to injury as Brunch Boy uses their old tag team finisher to take out his tag team partner, Guy Fieri. I mean, that's gotta feel bad if you're a Guy.
I mean, maybe. I'm sure the most pain is coming from the smell of the opponents in the ring.
Yeah, but it looks like these 3 men are going to be standing tall, and it looks like they're trying to make the JWF the Brunch Time show. I mean, let me tell you something.
Brunch is bullshit. I refuse to work under these conditions.
Well, let me tell you something. I may have to leave myself if these men keep having their way, but I guess the only way to find out is to tune in next time to JWF Monday Night War. So, Dylan, my boy, my friend, my compadre, what did you learn this week?
I learned that Scott Steiner is still entertaining in person, and now whenever you and Blake go to his shonies in Atlanta, maybe you can see the TNA tag titles, the Impact tag titles.
Except he just lost them, but otherwise.
Yeah, but he probably still took the physical belt to hang up in his shonies.
Yeah. And this week I learned, well, I remembered more than learned, but I remembered that the great Khali, he's got that, that's what he's got. So Dylan can be found on Twitter at SexyChuckyT. And remember to find me on Twitter at ScottyMo, that's SCOTTYEMO, and make sure to check out my brand new Instagram for all of my designs. I do all of the shirts for our website, I do all the designs and logos for our podcast, and so I finally made a graphic design Instagram, and you can find it on IG at Snickety Limit Designs. That's SNICKETY Limit Designs. Make sure to check it out, ladies and gentlemen.
Wait, you couldn't just make it BS Network Designs? That was literally set up for you.
No, I'm going to do a BS Network, a separate Instagram for that. It's okay. This is the one I'm going to try to get people to buy shit from me on. And then, of course, ladies and gentlemen, while you're online, make sure to go to Amazon, type in Scotty Moore in that old search bar, and buy some of my damn books. There's Queasel Corp Risen, BS versus the Gods, and soon to be Let's see, this is coming out Friday, so it'll be this Monday. Queasel Corp Revelations, the third in the trilogy, the final book. I'm so fucking pumped. I'm working on editing right now, trying to get it out for you guys on time next Monday. So make sure to check that out, ladies and gentlemen. And check out all of our older episodes online at aloadofpurebs.com. Find old episodes of Fight Boys, old episodes of A Load of BS, old Opposite Attractions, even some of the YouTube stuff we used to do and we'll probably get back into doing whenever I am able to not have a job. That sounds lazy. Anyways, and as always, ladies and gentlemen, you can find us at aloadofpurebs.com. Buy our merch at merch.aloadofpurebs.com. Find us on Facebook, subscribe on YouTube, follow us on Twitter at Fight Boy Show Chuck Taylor. Because when you're a fight boy, you're a fight boy for life!